so dangerous for drivers who obviously don't expect something like this and without headlights may not see it.
Welcome to Viral Twist. What starts with dark windows and ends with a police chase at 100 miles per hour. This driver's decision-making is darker than his tint. Won't believe how it ends.
You see that Charger or Challenger there, red in color. He's been running red lights. Here he goes right through that. Well, that was a green light, but he's through that intersection, continuing northbound here on La Cienega. Again, now this all started with the California Highway Patrol trying to pull this vehicle over on the 105 freeway in South LA. This vehicle might have been coming from a street takeover in that area around 120th and Main, where there was a shooting call there as well. But the vehicle here continuing on surface streets. The vehicle actually made its way onto the 105 freeway to the 405 freeway and made its way through the area of the LAX area, I should say, and then got onto here La Cienega heading northbound. So CHP units trying to get units back behind it once again, and this vehicle is definitely running red lights and driving very erratic at high speeds.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous high speeds here on La Cienega going northbound, and as he continues to go north, it will become a little bit more congested, especially on a Friday night, making that turn and turning off of La Cienega now and onto Venice Boulevard, which could give him a little bit more room there. But nonetheless, the want for this unusual, we were saying, Micah, that we haven't really heard of a want for something like this with tinted windows.
No, I mean, obviously you can be pulled over for that, and it has happened. It does happen, but to hear somebody running based on that is highly unusual. Again, as Gil mentioned, this may well be a suspect that may have been involved in a street takeover near 120th and Main in Los Angeles. We do not know for certain. That is not confirmed, but we do know that it is a window tint violation at the very least. And again here now, a desperate suspect trying to get away now back on the freeway, heading eastbound on the 10, Gil?
That is correct. Headed towards downtown LA right now, in and out of traffic. We did hear the call come out of a shooting at that street takeover, 120th and Main Street. And then a short time after that, that's when the pursuit broke out. So we're not sure if it came from that street takeover or not. As I zoom in here, you can see the windows are heavily tinted. Really difficult to see inside all the way around this vehicle. So that's the reason why the CHP tried to pull it over, and it really just took off on them going 100 miles an hour plus on that 105 freeway towards the 405 freeway. Went north on the 405 freeway, got off on surface streets, made its way onto the Marina freeway for a time, and then made its way here to the 10 now, in and out of traffic. The traffic is pretty moderate to heavy here on the 10 freeway right now.
Moderate to heavy, and he's making some really close calls right now, splitting lanes and weaving in and out of lanes with these cars. And at one point, it looked like he almost hit 100 miles per hour here on the 10 freeway. Again, he's going eastbound here on the 10 freeway, making his way towards downtown Los Angeles as he's going from lane 1 all the way to 5 and back and forth, and trying to take over the other cars that are just minding their own business, not knowing what's coming for them. Do we have any units behind him, or are we just following him and tracking him from the air?
Let me come out wider here. I don't want to lose him. Yeah, there's a unit there that's in trail trying to keep up with the vehicle. You see him in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I don't want to lose the vehicle here, but there comes the night sun of the CHP helicopter. Might be LAPD actually helicopter that's overhead. That's helping the CHP with this, but in and out of traffic, that CHP unit having to deal with all that traffic as well to try to keep up with this vehicle. And you see him going, like I said, almost 100 miles an hour.
And this is going to be difficult for law enforcement with a driver moving at 100 miles an hour plus on the freeway as he heads into downtown Los Angeles. Congestion will increase. Remember, it's a Friday night, and it tends to be busier on the freeway on the weekends on a Friday night. At this hour, it can be very busy, which obviously increases the level of danger here for the motoring public, for the suspect as well, for law enforcement, and it's just that much more to contend with as this suspect moves toward downtown LA, and again, a very dangerous situation at times, running with the lights off and then back on again. Hard to say how many people may be in this vehicle. Again, the tinted windows, that is what we're understanding is the want here. though you have to believe there may well be more to this. As we've been reporting, there was a shooting call that came in very close to a street takeover at 120th and Main, and shortly after that shooting call, this pursuit began. So it moves now eastbound on the 10 to the 110, and may well go northbound, Gil, or southbound.
Well, let's see here. He's going to make that decision here. We're waiting to see which direction. He looks like, yeah, CHP is trying to decide. It looks like he's going to be committed eastbound 10 here. That he could have taken that right split there and gone south 110, but he looks like he's going to stay on the 10 eastbound towards the East LA interchange.
Right, yeah.
And he's pulling away from us.
Yeah, just so dangerous on surface streets with no lights and at very high speeds as well. They're spending a lot of time on the freeway here and now into the downtown LA area for the first time. Again, the want is tint. Tinted windows on this Dodge Charger or Challenger as the suspect runs from law enforcement at very high speeds and has no intention of stopping here, clearly. And you wonder as well, Gil, if law enforcement would continue at this clip if the want was merely tint.
Yeah, there might be more to this. For sure, you'd think that you would just pull over, take the ticket, fix your tint, and be done with it. But no, risking a nice car like this, it seems like there's got to be more to it. He's making a turn here. He's going to make a loop around back towards Washington. So he didn't go back onto the freeway. Maybe he doesn't know how to get on the freeway at this point. But here he comes back out towards Washington, and he's made a full circle now, coming back westbound towards the 110 freeway.
Yeah, the night sun right on him, and that CHP officer behind in the black and white is doing their best to keep up with him and doing a pretty good job considering the speeds here on the surface streets, at one point going up to 70 miles per hour. It looks like he's in a fairly desolate part of downtown nearby the freeway, and now making his way back onto the 10 freeway eastbound, I believe.
Yeah, blacked out onto the freeway. Again, eastbound 10 freeway. He's got the East LA interchange once more to contend with, and desperate to get away for sure. We'll see what happens up ahead at the East LA interchange. I know there's been some construction in the area, overnight construction. We'll see if there's issues with that. But continuing here on the 10 freeway, weaving in and out of traffic, getting close to some of the cars there. Very dangerous for those drivers, not knowing what's coming from behind.
And a lot of potential options for the driver here. 10 eastbound, continuing, potentially the 60 eastbound. Of course, the 5 freeway as well is an option, and potentially back up toward the 101. But this is going to be a challenge for law enforcement here when you come up on an intersection with a driver moving like this. Although they're back far enough to be able to react to anything this driver might do last minute. But look at these speeds now, over 100 miles an hour. Very dangerous, no headlights on. So dangerous for drivers who obviously don't expect something like this, and without headlights may not see it. And so many times we see people pull right in front of a driver like this, not expecting it, not seeing it. It can be a violent situation, a violent collision potentially as he approaches this East LA interchange. The 5 and the 60 are the options here, and CHP right on his tail.
Boy, look at that, weaving in and out. CHP is saying, I'm here, we're not going anywhere, we're going to pull you over. So we'll see if the driver does comply and give up here, but he's going to go through that gore point last second, that officer making it through as well. And he's going to be, I believe this is South 5 freeway, let's see. I believe it's going to be South 5 from the 10 here.
That was a
he might have blown a tire when he went over that gore point.
Yeah. Looks like he's starting to slow down, and that's the first time that we've seen that. So there might be something wrong with the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he went through that gore point, and I think it was slightly raised or something. He definitely hit a bump there. The car jolted, and now he's slowing down to a stop. It looks like it's going to be over here on the 5 freeway transition, the 10 east to the 5 south.
Boy, that was very intense watching this just for the last, less than 10 minutes. And we see the suspect now coming out of the car. Let's see if there are other people that are inside this car as well.
Is the want here tinted window violation? It looks as though everything's clear in the back of that car. Suspect in custody. Fortunately, no one was hurt.